Thank you. So as I said, we're here for Plain New Hampshire's virtual town hall. We want to thank our sponsors who support this event. This event is supported by our lead sponsors, Milestone Construction and Turner Group, and also an event sponsor, GZA Geo Environmental. So thank you so much because we really wouldn't be able to have programs like this without our sponsors. Um, So our agenda for the hour, and let me just double check. Anna, are we seeing the agenda right now? My screen's doing something a little.
Just the very first slide.
You're not seeing these slides advance?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay, guys. Well, that's exciting. Um,
There, you're doing it now.
okay. Maybe it was, I don't know. There seemed to be a delay or something. It did seem like it was doing something odd, so I wasn't sure. Okay, so here's our agenda for the hour. We're going to introduce Plan New Hampshire. We're going to have a short attendee poll to see who's here with us. And we're going to welcome our new members, look back at 2025, look forward at 2026, and then hopefully have time for some discussion. Sam Howard, are you on the call? Were you able to join us?
I am here.
Yay. Okay. Well, Sam is our chair of our program committee, and he's with Fitzmyer and Tochi, and he's going to be kind of watching questions and helping with chat and discussion. Do you want to say anything about that, Sam?
Yeah, if you've got a burning question, send me a message, and we'll take a look at them, and I can do the hand wave thing if need be.
Yes. Yeah. If it feels very timely, you can interrupt us, or we can wait till the end. So we'll let you kind of see how that goes.
Sure.
Thanks, Sam. All right. So, for those of you who don't know as much about Plan New Hampshire, we really exist to foster excellence in planning, design, and development across New Hampshire. So, the primary way that we do this is by bringing people together across disciplines. Really, that multidisciplinary community is really our sweet spot, and we really work to create healthier, more vibrant communities. We like to think that in a time when development conversations can be quite divisive, that we look to convene, connect, and elevate good work, and really have those positive interactions between our members, our communities, and everyone in terms of where communities are going and how development is taking place. You will notice in the corner of this slide the terms engage, educate, serve, and sustain. And those really are four pillars that underpin everything that we do at Plan. I'm going to talk a little bit more about them later on, but I just wanted to point that out. And we're going to take a brief attendee poll just to see who's here. And please also feel free to throw your name and organization into the chat because the attendee poll isn't that sophisticated. We won't get to see your names and where you work or whatnot or who you represent. But there will be a few questions that I'm going to hand over to Anna Wells, our program coordinator, to manage. So take it away, Anna.
All right. Well, this is my first go around at this, so we'll see how this goes. But I'm going to launch the first poll question. And the question is, are you or is your organization a member of Plan New Hampshire? So please go ahead and answer yes, and we love it. Not yet. I love that. Or unsure, and you want to know more. So please go ahead and put your answer in there. We have answers coming in. Most of you are members, and some of you not yet. We're not going to let the answer be no and move on. We're doing not yet because we want to have you eventually become members. So this is great. We've got 100% answered now. So we have exactly 50% of you are members, 41 are not yet, and 9 are unsure. All right, so we will be sure if you're not a member, we'll be sure to reach out to you and get you on board. All right. Move on to the next one. Our next question is, what area or areas of community development most closely match your profession? So we have listed on the screen, and you can choose more than one for this one. Architecture, construction, engineering, economic development, finance or funding, historic preservation, planning, or other. And you can let us know what that other is, because that's always kind of fun to find out what else, what other fields you're in and you're coming to Plan New Hampshire from. So that's exciting. All right, we have 100 people, 100%. Not quite, actually. Keep going. Keep bringing in those answers. We have a few more folks need to answer this question. So let's see. 91%. All right, we're getting there. A few of you. It's all right. So I'll just read out the results. And I'm reading them out for our recording. So architecture, 27% of you. Construction, 9%. Engineering was winning the day with 30%. Economic development is 9%. Finance and funding, 3%. Historic preservation, 9%. Planning, 21%. And other, 18%. So that's quite a lot of you. So please feel free to let us know what field you're in. And I'm going to stop sharing, share the results there. So there's our second question. And we have one more question for you. And this question is, did you attend a plan event in 2025? So we had throughout the year networking events, a workshop, our conference. We did this annual town hall about a year ago. So any of those events, did you attend in person? Did you attend virtually? So great. Okay. So almost there. Couple more of you. I know it can be tricky if you're not on a computer, on the phone, and answering questions, but this is just a way to make sure everyone's awake and paying attention today. So we have almost everyone answered, and that's great. So 60% of you have attended an event in person, 9% of you virtually, but 30% missed out on our events. All right, well, so we'll talk later about our events that we have going on throughout the year, and we hope that we'll be able to see you in 2026 if we didn't see you in 2025. All right. Back to you, Tiffany.
Thanks, Anna. Okay, that was helpful to kind of see where we're at with attendees and like, yeah, sounds like a good mix of maybe, friends, people we know well, and people who might be meeting us for the first time. So here's a little bit more about us. So here's our executive board. Some of you might know these folks. They're pretty prevalent in the field. Brian Garris, Amanda Savage, Kelly D'Amore, and D'Amore, sorry, and Caroline Corvo are our awesome executive board. And then, oh my gosh, guys, so sorry. Let me get back to this. Having like my little technical glitches. And then here's the rest of our board. So we have an 18-member board. Again, hopefully a lot of familiar faces. We're really fortunate that our board, this probably makes a lot of sense, but they really represent a cross-section of the field. So construction, architecture, engineering, municipal leadership, on other services that serve the field, like insurance and legal. So we have a great board, and we're always looking for people who are interested in serving in that way. So something to keep in mind. Staff, we are small but mighty. That's what I always say. So we are two people, myself and Anna. I'm full-time, Anna's part-time, so we're really 1.5 FTE. And thanks to our committees and our board, we're able to do a lot more than 1.5 people, would really be able to do. We also are fortunate enough to have been working with the Semester for Impact program. So last semester, we had Julia Mastretta, who was one of our interns for all of the fall semester. She was great. Many of you might have met her at a few events. And this semester, we're working with Taylor Berry, who's also on the call today. And so we'll be working with Taylor now through May. And they have both been wonderful students to work with. And it's really a way for us not only to, of course, have a little extra support, but continue connecting with that next generation of planners and designers and folks who are hopefully, going to stay in the state and the region. Now I'm going to kick this back to Anna because she is really our point person for membership. So a lot of times if you've become a member recently or are thinking about it, she's going to be one of the first people you talk to. So I'm going to let her take these next few slides.
All right. Yeah, so coordinating membership has been really fun because it is a way to get to meet lots of people around the state in different fields. And being a membership organization is one of the things that is really special and unique about Plan New Hampshire. We are multidisciplinary, cross-sector, and have really cultivated a wonderful community since our inception way back in the 80s. So you see here we have lots of different types of members across fields. Many of you are here and are represented on the call. And I love this quote from Dave Fenstermacher of VHB, who is a Plan New Hampshire Gold member. And he just says he wants to be part of something bigger, focusing on thoughtful development and be able to collaborate with people who are also committed to building a better New Hampshire. And that's really what we're about. So that's really encapsulates Plan New Hampshire. So who are our members? We want to, on the next slide, give extra thanks to the organizations who've joined us at higher levels, so platinum, gold, and silver. These folks really go above and beyond in their membership level to make what we do possible. Our full membership list can be found on our website under members. And I am going to ask Megan Murphy from GZA Geo Environmental to unmute and pop on the screen because we want you to hear from a member during the presentation. And she is from, as I said, GZA Geo Environmental. She, this organization is our newest silver member. So if Megan, if you're able to hop on and just say a few words about your experience with Plan and why GZA continues to be a member.
Awesome. I just unmuted myself. Can everyone hear me, or am I talking to myself?
I think we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Excellent. Hi, like Anna said, I'm Megan Murphy. I'm with GZA Geo Environmental. And we're a consulting company that deals with environmental and geotechnical sides of things. But yes, we became a silver member. We were at a different membership level before for a number of years, but the more and more that we get involved with Plan New Hampshire, what an amazing opportunity. So like Anna, you were saying too, essentially your goal and commitment to essentially just helping to shape communities in New Hampshire, like based on input from the New Hampshire communities, is fantastic. So being able to do things like that, and if we can have any part of that, that's phenomenal. Personally, one of the things I like the best about Plan New Hampshire is all of like the networking opportunities and the opportunities to bring people together from all different like walks of life, and especially in these different industries. I always joke that if you go into any room where there's a number of members and just people who are involved with Plan New Hampshire, you can do literally everything. There's architects, there are people from municipalities who are part of the actual like planning, there's the engineers, there's the consultants for, again, like geotech, everything that you do. You can see just from the name of the members up here, it's essentially an unstoppable group. Like you could build and you can do anything within just that one room full of people. So that alone is amazing. There's very few opportunities to have that. And it's always a very relaxed atmosphere where people just, there's no pressure to discuss and just be imaginative and just ultimately help New Hampshire just grow as a great state and great communities. So again, thank you, Play New Hampshire. And thanks for letting me just speak real quick about this.
Oh, thank
And
you,
I'm happy
Megan.
to. Anything else you want me to help discuss or anything like that, just anytime.
Great. We love that. I love that idea of we are unstoppable. That's really cool. When we all come together and for a common cause, like a better New Hampshire. We are unstoppable. It's great. So thank you so much, Megan, and thank you to GZA and to all of these members on the screen right now for joining us at these higher levels. And in 2025 and to date in 2026, we have welcomed many new members, 24, I think, actually, in 2025, and then January 2026. So one new platinum member, a new gold member, our silver membership level, I should have said this before, is actually a new membership level from 2025 to the year prior. And 8 existing members upgraded their membership. We had 3 new members at that level, 11 corporate and small business members, 2 new nonprofits, 2 new individuals, and then most exciting, given where I most recently came from, a municipality, we have 7 new municipalities in the last several months, which is, we'll talk a little bit more about later, but municipal membership in celebration of 30 years of charrettes across the state. We're offering free membership for municipalities, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But you can see these are all of our new members over the last year and a couple months. So I will pass it back now to Tiffany. You'll hear from me a little bit later.
Yeah, thank you. So now we're going to transition to our recap of the past year. And we'll try not to spend too much time on the past, but it is a way for us to, one, kind of celebrate all the work we did. And also, if you're new to Plan, it will give you a really good idea of what we're all about and the kinds of things we do throughout the year. And then we'll start talking about this year, 2026. So I think you'll see in our recap that 2025 has really been a great year of momentum for our organization. We're really excited to be publishing our first ever impact report. So that is about a 12-page document that is currently on our website, and we'll also share it out after this event. But it's really highlighting the people, partnerships, and progress that Plan New Hampshire has made over the past year. And we we really organized the report around those same pillars I mentioned before. So engage, educate, serve, and sustain. And that really is what you'll see today while we're talking, and also if you take time to read the impact report. So we engage by bringing people together across disciplines and communities. We educate by offering meaningful programs and continuing education. We serve through our community design charrette program and direct community impact. And of course, we sustain our organization and the profession through strong partnerships, financial stewardship, and strong leadership in our board of directors and our committees. So these numbers here, start to paint a picture, and there's more in the report, but we'll also just highlight a few of the things that we accomplished throughout the year. A big one that Anna was speaking to is just that momentum in membership. So we've had increased membership year after year since 2021, and that has just been a big success for us. And every year we see new people joining that have been referred to by a current member, and it's just great to see current members reach out to others and say, you really should be a part of this association. This is, a good place for us, and we think it'd be a good place for you. one of the things we've been doing more of at the request of our members is more networking events as well as increased member spotlights. And so one of the ones we posted this year was Novo Studio Architects. And just again, in an effort for this not to just be me and Anna speaking, I'm going to see, I've asked Steve Hepsch from Novo Studio Architects to speak a little bit about his experience with the organization. So Steve, if you could just unmute.
Hey
And
everybody.
hey, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for teaming me up, Tiffany. Uh, those of you who don't know, hi everybody. I'm Steve Hepsch, project manager at Novo. We're an architecture firm out of Manchester. I have been volunteering with Plan for over a decade. Former scholarship recipient from Plan, and so Plan's really close to my heart. And I currently sit on the board as well. We see our involvement with Plan as, it's really a high value membership for us because, we get a lot of engagement. There's also a lot of visibility, there's a lot of events. I started by volunteering in the charrette that happened a couple times a year. And those have been, really a wonderful way to connect with other communities in a sort of a more dynamic way. You don't really get a chance to do it in a lot of public settings like that. So that's really been fun. Their networking nights are a lot of fun. We get to engage with colleagues, in our industry, but also adjacent to our industry, which is really fun. Awards nights are always great. It's wonderful to watch firms and students be recognized for their hard work. And, we're just really happy to be a part of Plan. Every time we go to an event, it's always exceeding our expectations. And it's always great to talk to folks from around the state and feel that sort of common bond that we all share, which is trying to, make New Hampshire, a better place to live and work, and that can be accomplished through the vehicle of Plan New Hampshire, which is wonderful.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, I promise we did not tell Megan and Steve what to say. We just asked if they could speak for a few minutes each, but I want to like bottle that up, and it was perfect. And Novo Studio has been a great supporter of ours. So as I mentioned, and Steve kind of even touched on this, engagement with our members as well as like others who aren't in our membership has really grown throughout the year. These are photos from some of our events over the past year, and I'm happy to say that in addition to attendance growing and having like some standing room only events, we once again also had 100% board participation in giving back to the organization. Financially, as well as, of course, their time that they serve on the board and committees. And that's really just, I think, a testament to the leadership of our organization and how dedicated they are. We spent a lot of time connecting with community from this event that we held the same time last year to our spring workshop, and our in-person events and our after hours networking events, which you can see the different like members spaces where we hosted those events. And it's really through these and other events that we continue to bring connection and substance to our members. And of course, also like the coveted continuing education credits for many of the things that we do. And that's something that a lot of our members value. Our awards evening that Steve touched on, that's really where we focus on recognition. And that's where we recognize both students who are studying in related fields, fields related to our mission, as well as excellent development projects happening across the state. And we really believe that recognition matters and that by elevating good work, we're helping to kind of raise that bar across the state. And of course, to connect the emerging professionals that are going to be entering into our field with people who are already doing that work. So it's really nice to see the scholarship students at those events, mingling and networking with the development teams who are present. Here's a picture of the Pennacook Community Center. That was one of our merit awardees this past year. And I love the jury quote there that really just shows that this project that was about preserving identity, strengthening walkability, reinvesting in the community. That's the kind of project that we want to uplift in our Merit Awards program and that our jury members look for. So that was a great project, as well as were all of the projects that were awarded last year. And then really looking at of course, more engaging, educating, but also serving, through our our conference, which was on long-term performance and reducing impact, and really featuring Grow Smart Maine, as well as many amazing speakers from across the state here in New Hampshire, to our community design charrettes, which Steve mentioned. And we had 3 of them last year. We were in Nashua, Manchester, and then Hampton. And that is really one of the most tangible ways we serve the community, as well as our members, who make up a majority of the volunteer teams that are part of the Charrette program. We always prioritize our members in terms of being a part of those teams, because it's quite a popular thing people want to be a part of, and we can only have so many people on a charrette team. But they're really energizing and exciting, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that program when we talk about 2026. And lastly, for 2025, all of the momentum that we're looking at right now and hearing about, we really couldn't do that without financial strength and sustainability. And so we've been really excited to see some of those gains over the past year, building, year over year. But this past year, our biggest new development was being able to secure Charitable Gaming Award from Revo Casino and Social House, the one located in Dover. We had 10 charitable gaming dates, and that was a huge benefit for our organization. So everyone that came out in those 10 days helped us raise $39,000 for our mission, and that's really, really big for a small organization like ourselves. So before we go to 2026, we're going to do a little trivia break. Let's see if the polls keep working for us. I think they will, but Anna's the poll master.
Yeah, so far so good. Poll master all of a sudden. Okay, so we thought we'd take a little break and ask just some fun questions. So let's see what you all know about Plan New Hampshire. How many members do you think Plan New Hampshire has? 41, 67, 114, or 167? And we've got some answers coming in. All right. This is good. So, waiting on just a couple more people. Okay. So this is good. Most of you know, I'm going to end the poll and share the results. So most of you know that Plan New Hampshire does in fact have 114 members. That is, as of this moment, we're hoping that will continue to grow. And you can tell that I have teenagers, because 6, 7 is one of the answers. So 41, nobody thought we were 41 members. 32% of you thought we were 67 members, and 10% of you thought we were 167 members. Someday we'll get there. Okay, the next question is how many volunteers have participated in Plan New Hampshire charrette teams over time? So the options are less than 200, 200 to 300, 300 to 400, 400 to 500, or more than 500. So charrettes have been going on for the last 30 years. How many unique volunteers have participated in those different charrettes over time? Okay, we'll give it, this is a tricky one, so we'll give people a few more minutes to put their answers in. Best guess, best estimate. We're getting there. Okay. Thank you. That last one person we got to, oh, okay. We're only missing one more person. This is great. Okay. So I will end this poll and share the results. This is great. The correct answer for this one is over 500. We've had about 575 unique volunteers participate in charrettes over the last 30 years. This number has been hard to calculate, but with help from Julia and Taylor, we were able to put everyone's name in a spreadsheet and figure out, how many charrettes each person has participated in. We have folks who have participated in up to, I think, 18 charrettes. So that's really, really exciting. Let's just, for the recording, I'll read this out. So 6% of you thought less than 200, 25% of you thought 200 to 300, 16% of you thought 3 to 400, 22% thought 4 to 500, and 31% thought 500 plus. So kind of an even split there, but correct answer is 575. So that's pretty cool. A lot of engagement there. Okay. Our next question is, how many scholarship recipients do you think that Plan New Hampshire has awarded scholarships and fellowships to in the last 5 years? So 2021 to 2025. So the options are 10, 27, 39, 46, or 99. So from 2021 to 2025, how many New Hampshire students have benefited from the Plan New Hampshire scholarship program, which you can find out more about on our website if you're not familiar with. And you can see our past recipients there. So this is a program that awards scholarship and fellowship funds to students in New Hampshire, either from New Hampshire or studying in New Hampshire in fields that are related to Plan New Hampshire's work. So the correct number on this one is 46. So over the past 5 years, we've awarded 46 students. Some have received more than one scholarship opportunity. So that's kind of neat. You can follow those students over time and they come back. But 23% of you got this one right at 46 students. 10% of you thought 10, 19% of you thought 27, 42% of you thought 39, and then 6% of you thought 99. So correct answer was 46. Okay, one more question, and this is just for funsies. So which appetizer became our unofficial mascot in the 24-25 program year after a memorable ordering mistake? So the answers, possible answers there are deviled eggs, spring rolls, stuffed mushrooms. I feel like this is a if you know, you know kind of question. And this, I will say too, this unofficial mascot is still a fan favorite at our networking events. So it is, our food at our networking events is really fantastic. So if you haven't come to one of our events, please do and say hello. Okay, a couple more of you. Not as many of you are feeling confident about this question. Take a guess. Take a guess. We only have 87% responding. We're getting there. Okay, great. Thanks, guys. All right, so the correct answer, which most of you knew, is deviled eggs with 55%. Spring rolls, 23%, and stuffed mushrooms, 23%. So we will serve you delicious deviled eggs at our next, well, I don't know, I shouldn't make promises, but it usually makes an appearance. So, all right, thanks for playing along with trivia. Good job, everybody. We'll toss it back to Tiffany.
Yeah. Thanks, Anna. Yes, the appetizer that no one ordered, but many of us will never forget, because it seemed like such an odd thing to have at a networking event, and it's actually been very popular. But so now looking at 2026, 2025 was really a growth and a year of momentum for us. And moving into 2026, we're in a milestone year that's really building off of that energy. So we've mentioned this a couple times, but this year is our 30th anniversary of our charrette program. So Plan New Hampshire is older than 30 years, but our charrette program, which really is one of our signature programs, has been around for 30 years this year. We've had 85 charrettes in 69 communities across the state, and this program has really had significant impact in the state. So I really think this program, if you don't already know about it, I would encourage you to learn a bit more. We do have an event next month where we're just going to be doing an info session on this program. It really is an extraordinary legacy of Plan New Hampshire, as well as like the people of Plan New Hampshire. So the leaders, the volunteers, the municipal partners who have been a part of this work for decades. So this year we'll be celebrating that. And so all year we'll be posting social media content, having content at our in-person events, revisiting some of our charrette communities in person, and really just celebrating and honoring that legacy. And so we're pretty excited about it. As a part of this time, we've really thought that this is an important time to reconnect with municipalities that really are the heart of this work. So in honor of that, we've changed our municipal membership to be free this year for municipalities, really so that we can celebrate them and hopefully expand access to our benefits and to future collaboration. So we're really excited about that. We'll make sure there's some information about that in the follow-up email from this event if you weren't aware of that already and if you represent a municipality. But that program, which continues to this day, this year will be in 3 communities. So we're already scheduled for Plymouth in May. We'll be setting a date with Exeter in the summer, and Greenland is still in the review stage, though I anticipate it to be accepted, and that would be a community we'd be going to in the fall. And our charrette teams typically are 12 to 18 professionals from the field, depending on the needs of the charrette. And our partnership with New Hampshire Housing continues, where we're able to provide some scholarship dollars to communities who were grantees of the Housing Opportunity Planning Program. So that is a nice, really nice way for some communities to be able to access a charrette that might not otherwise be able to based on their community's budget. But again, we really encourage you, if you're not aware of it, whether for your municipality or for volunteering as a team member, we're going to be having a session next month, March 10th, and that info session is all about this program. So it's a great time to really, really learn more about it and to hear from people who are specifically involved in the charrette program. Our next in-person event is going to be our spring networking, and we're really, really thrilled that we have been awarded 10 more charitable giving dates this year by Revo Casino. So we're going to return to Revo and have our spring networking there during those 10 days. So the 10 days are March 12th to the 21st. So if you don't have St. Patrick's Day plans, you could head there and also head back on the 19th and network with us. And that registration is already open. We're really grateful to our sponsors, many of whom were a part of the development of that actual property. So if you come, you'll be able to hear a little bit more from them about the work that they've been doing. And then lastly, I don't expect you to digest all of this right now, but this is our program calendar. We will share it in our follow-up email. It's also on our website. You'll see some TBDs, but there's some things behind the scenes happening. So some of this is all going to be confirmed in the next few weeks, really. And I just want to point out a couple things on the calendar, which are our April deadline. So in April, there's a deadline for the scholarship program, which is April 10th. And so any current students, undergrad or continuing, if you have people working in your firm that have returned to get a degree, or if you have interns or anything, we encourage them to apply. That application is through the New Heritable I'm sorry, the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation, but there's information on our website. And then our Merit Awards program, which we spoke about, those nominations will be due April 17th. The nomination period is going to open in a couple weeks, so we will definitely be sending out more information about that. So that is for development projects that have been completed in the last 5 years that have had a great impact on the surrounding community. So please be on the lookout for those things, as well as more information on our spring workshop, which is going to be really exciting. It's going to be in Hopkinton, and we're going to have both a panel and a community tour, and VHB is going to be a part of that, the state BEA office, UNH Cooperative Extension, Stay Work Play New Hampshire is going to be a part of that. So it's going to be a really, really interesting panel discussion, I think, and a great community tour. So those programs, or those events and deadlines and things, you can already find that information on our calendar online. So definitely check it out. If you're not already connected to us, sign up for our newsletter, and we'll keep you, in the know. And these are other ways you can support Plan, become a member, refer members, definitely help us spread the word about free municipal membership. Maybe you want to sponsor an event or host an event or just volunteer. We do have a member survey out right now. Several members have already responded to it, but we're looking for more responses. So there's a link that will be in these slides, as well as that QR code, but we'll also share it in the follow-up email. So if you haven't yet, and if you're a member, we'd love to hear from you. And that's the end of my piece, our slides. I don't know, Sam, have there been any questions or any notes sent to
Not
you?
that I've gotten. No, nothing direct to me.
Let's see. We still have some time. We don't have to use all our time, of course. But wondering if anyone has any questions that they want to throw in the chat or unmute, and make a comment, ask a question. This is a great time for that.
Tiffany, this is Megan again. I had a quick question, asking for myself, and I can say asking for a friend because I know of others who have a question. If there are people who want to get more involved with like charrettes or just learning about them and how Plan New Hampshire does them, can you list, is there a good opportunity for those individuals to jump in, or is it more of a process?
Well, if they're learning from the very beginning, I definitely say, register for that March 10th info session. And even if you can't attend, we will send the recording, we'll record it. We'll send that recording out too to anyone who registered. If it's something people are already kind of aware of and they're just looking to get involved, we do have a form on our website, and we can put this in our follow-up email. And that form is for people who are interested in volunteering. So if you haven't volunteered before, that gives us an idea of who you are, what your profession is, because every team is a big mix of different professional expertise. So that's really helpful to us. And then we review that with our committee, and we will reach out to maybe ask more questions or learn more about your interest. So that's probably like the next place, I would say. Oh, thanks, Anna. Anna just threw the volunteer. If people are interested in volunteering, there is an interest form. She just put the link into the chat. And again, that kind of just helps us to know, like, what is your background? But if we don't already know you, of course, like Anna said, some people have volunteered for many, many charrettes and are like, repeat offenders in the best way. But yeah, I think that's what I would say. And I don't know if there's anyone else. I know there are some other charrette committee members and stuff on this call. So if people want to chime in, please feel free.
I think
So
you
this
nailed
is
it,
North
Tiffany.
Sturdivant. I can't resist chiming in. I have done a lot of charrettes. I've lost count, and probably Anna has the real number. But as a charrette leader, we're always looking for volunteers of a broad range of skills. So we do tailor our individual groups to the community we're working in. Some may have more of a traffic focused bent versus, you know, environmental one or so forth. So we are careful about that, but we love engagement, we love involvement, and we're always on the lookout for people who would be willing to develop the skills and to lead charrettes as time goes on. So that would be my appeal.
Thanks, North. Brian Pratt, were you gonna chime in too? I
I
heard you
was,
start to talk.
yeah, I was just gonna agree with what you said, and North nailed it as well, so I don't have anything to add.
Yeah. I will say we do, because it's such a something people really love to do and it's such a benefit. We try to prioritize our members, but there are times that we have to fill some of the team rosters with, we have to fill those gaps from non-members or the state entities or municipal volunteers, folks who may or may not be a member. But if you work for a firm, another great way to kind of rise up the charrette registration list or volunteer list is to make sure that you are a member.
Awesome. This is great information.
Thanks, Megan. Does anyone else have any questions at all or comments? All right. Well, hearing none, thank you so much again for joining us for this time, and we're happy to give you a few moments back in your lunch hour if you weren't eating while listening. So thank you, and we will send a follow-up probably tomorrow with some of the things we talked about as well as the slides, and hopefully we'll see some of you in March, both at the charrette, online if you want to learn more about the charrette program, or in person at Revo Casino. Thank you.